Hello, welcome to the Woodturning podcast. My name's Mark.
And my name is Will. Welcome.
And I am Gary. How you doing? So you're joining a committee next week then, Will? Channel Valley. Nice. You can just delete that bit at the start. I won't say it every 5 minutes throughout the whole time. So Mark, I was going to say to you first off, how comes you was available last weekend, and obviously you're doing a demo this weekend, so that's 2 weekends on the bounce. I thought you was like craft fair blocked out mungus, or is it a bit slow at the moment?
No, we deliberately left some time after Isle of Man. It was a conscious decision. Isle of Man is exhausting. It's a long way to drive, and it was made worse by the van breaking down on the way there. It lost its turbo. We pulled out of here, filled it up to the brim, and we deliberately went up the A1 because I like eating at the A1 American Diner. It's a lovely place. If you're ever going up north, stop in there.
Yeah,
so I like eating there. So we went that way, stopped for lunch, must have been in there for about an hour and a half, jumped back in the van, and I was being overtaken by articulated lorries because I had no turbo. So I got it all the way to the Isle of Man and back with no turbo, and it turned out to be the turbo boost sensor, which was a 30 quid part.
No.
Excellent. Well, but good and bad.
But, you know, it's one of those vehicles that is quite old, 17 years, but it's still got enough computer on board to give you diagnosis codes and things. So it was fairly easy for there's a VW transporter specialist here in South Essex. So I just drove it to him and said, have fun. And he said, yeah, they got it sorted within a day. I had it back that afternoon. So
happy days.
But yeah, it was a conscious decision. Isle of Man is it's a long weekend. Mum teaches while we're up there. She gave a talk as well. So yeah, it's tiring. So that was my birthday weekend. The following weekend is my son's birthday. So there's no way I could get away with working then. So I have to take that weekend off. And then it's prep for Nottingham at the end of the month, which is another big one for us. But I knew I had Sandon demonstration coming up as well. So I left a weekend off just so I could have a break, get shit together before getting on to the next bit. And it turned out that none of that has happened because I've wrapped a epoxy van. Well, I say
wrapped a van in epoxy.
Nice. Oh, fucking, that would have been significantly easier if we just poured epoxy resin over the top of it. My wife's on the sofa. She's going, yes, we so should have done that. No, to be fair, Lauren's been helping me. She did virtually an entire side of it today on her own while I was doing various other bits. So the van has taken priority, but it's looking good.
Are you getting there now, are you?
Nice.
Looks smart, yeah.
That's the side that Lauren did today, and I was working on the boot.
Oh, yeah, it does look good.
That side panel's been done as well, and we fitted, if you can really see it there, but these pictures haven't got up on Instagram yet, but there's a new centre brake light, which has got a built-in camera to it as well. So it's got a built-in reversing camera, which we fitted. There's got the roof left to do and most of the silver, but we're hoping the beginning of next week it should be finished.
I think that's quite brave of you to do that, to be honest. So,
yeah, we're saving. The wrap itself has cost, I'd say, about £400 for the vinyl itself. We're coming close. We think we're going to use about 30 meters of it. But I had a quote for respraying of £4,500, and it was going to take them a month. And to get someone to professionally wrap it, you're talking about £2,000. So, and again, they're going to need it for a few weeks. It's a pain in the ass. It's
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
horrendous.
That was funny taking the some of the comments on that weekend was quite funny, I must admit, when you were pulling your hair out.
There has been some interesting language. A friend of mine, one of my next door neighbours, he's just come back he went away on holiday, thankfully. His daughter is just getting to the age where you've got to be careful what you say around her because she starts copying it. And apparently some of my choice language recently has been repeated by his daughter. Yeah, so I had to apologise.
What about you, Will? You're not doing fairs, are you?
No, not really. I don't. No, we kind of saying that last episode, haven't we? I don't really have the time. It's a day off turning, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
But he came and joined me at one, and he saw how shit they were.
I quite enjoyed that. It was good. It was a good day.
Yeah.
And then you got the notification through from London City Council.
Yeah, it cost me 60 quid or whatever it was in PCN charges.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Fuck me. Yeah. Okay.
That's you, Les, for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for that. Didn't realise.
Well, the bus isn't ULEZ exempt, so I can't take the new bus into London. So I've got to now be careful of what events I do in that direction. But
yeah, nightmare.
I haven't done any yet this year. I'm going to. I've actually signed up for one in Writtle on the Green in May, I think it was. I was going to try and do one with the Spoke and Bespoke mob, but the time their one's in Rayleigh, I'm away typically, so I can't do it. And then I thought, well, now I'm close to the other one I'm going to do in Writtle, so I don't want to whack loads in. Yeah, it is for me. I just think it's ag. I don't mind doing one every sort of like 3 months maybe. So I've got that one sorted. Then I might do another one around sort of August, and then obviously I've got some. I have actually got ones booked in for November because I've done those last year.
Good luck finding any in August.
Well, if I can't, I can't.
They don't exist.
I ain't bothered. So it's just a matter of like, it just gives me another out. If I've built loads of stuff up that I haven't asked to be put on Etsy, it's just another opportunity that you never know. You know, someone might see some random shit and think, yeah, go on then, I'll have that. With some of the mad shit that just comes up now, you know, it's like every different people like different things.
Traditionally speaking, August is one of the worst months for sales. That and January. January, they're all recovering from Christmas, but August, traditionally, everyone buggers off on holiday because the kids are off. So sales-wise, it's always poor in August, and then it starts picking up again in October. September's a bit of a normal month, but October, November, it's all the Christmas stuff. So they're the good times to do events. If you want to have a nice couple of stands, finding a couple of shows nearby, just spread yourself. Do it like 1 or 2 in November, like 1 in October, 1 in November, and you'll be surprised just how well you do. I mean, you did well last year.
I've got booked. I think I've got one of those booked each month, which is from what I've done last year. So yeah, I just got those in at the time.
If you want to send some pictures and you want to put some stuff on my website, you're more than welcome to.
Okay, nice one.
It probably won't get sold because I don't sell an awful lot from the website. I'm not gonna lie, but there is plenty of traffic there.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, there's normally has 400 or 500 hits a month.
Oh right, okay.
Anyway, it's up to you.
Yeah, okay. All right, nice one. Cheers.
The reason I mention that is because somebody tapped me up the other day and said, "You ever thought about putting other people's stuff on your website?" And I said, "No, not really." And he said, "Well, can I put some stuff on your website?" I said, "Yeah, no problem." He never sent them through at the end, but
okay, yeah, all right, might be worth an option.
Steve from Chelmsford Valley, I think he's getting too much around his house. He asked if he can, what I would charge him to sell his stuff at an event and take some of his stuff with me.
yeah, actually, that's a good point as well. Yeah.
I don't mind doing that as some of the bigger ones. So things like Brentwood at the end of the year, if I've got enough space free, and I don't mind taking some others on my stand. It's not a problem, and I generally charge sort of 10% as sort of a commission.
Yeah,
but that depends on what it is. Because if it's something like one of your guys, like let's say your new resin and Lego vase, you're going to be asking top dollar for it. I wouldn't charge you 10% of the sales price. That would be sort of
20%.
40%. No, probably more like sort of 5%.
The thing is, on things like that, the big ones, it's like it's even more of a niche market, right? But then you just don't know if that person who could, is someone gonna be willing to pay fucking, I don't know,
Yeah,
what,
that's
400
right,
quid or whatever it is.
but it
It's
might be
like,
something that actually sparks interest in other stuff, though. You
Yeah.
know, as well.
Yeah,
You know, you just don't know, do you?
I was at I did an event middle of March at it's St Clement's Church in Lee, slap bang in the middle of Lee, and I love doing that church. I always do really well there. They put big lumps of chipboard on top of the pews. It's a really old church, and I've had a couple of resin plates, little plates, only sort of 6-inch, and they're offcuts and resin. And one was the caterpillar plate, so it was pine cones in resin. And I've had them for a couple of years now, and they both went at this event.
Yeah,
and they were 75 and 95. So you go to these little market stall things where everyone else around you is selling cakes and sweets and condiments and things, a bit of jewellery, bric-a-brac. Everyone else in the building's going, oh, it's really quiet today. I've not made any money. And I'm sitting there going, oh, I've done about 300 quid. And the whole thing's only cost me a 10 at the pay out.
Yeah, brilliant. Never know.
You do never know who's going to walk through the door. And some of my most expensive chopping boards and things have sold when I haven't expected them to. So yes, your vase may, and your eggs may be, let's say, on the higher market, but someone will love them, someone will have them. Just got to find that right person. I mean, you must have found that, Gary, at Folk and Bespoke. You sold the things you didn't expect to sell.
To be honest, I've got such a fucking random set of shit on my stand that it's like you never know. It's like I just play with stuff and end up sort of like, what the fuck is that? What is this? What is that? And then you got like from a pen, which is like obviously practical, and crochet hooks and stuff like that, to tiny little fucking off-cut resin and wood pots that are good for fuck all, and someone might buy one, and it's like, yeah, okay,
that will go lovely in my lounge. Okay, great.
I think at that Riddle one last year, I had some woman, and it was something like that. It was a pot. It's a little pot, and she bought two things, and then she went off. And then literally about an hour later, it's the same bird. She come back. She goes, "Oh, I went home. I put them out on the side, and they went lovely." And I thought, "Oh, that other one there, that would go lovely in there as well." So she literally gone home, put them in the fucking lounge where it was, come back and bought the other one. Yeah. It was like, yeah, okay, all right, random. So yeah, and then I never sold any gonks or whatever I had at that one. And then I went to one at Rayleigh, and a geezer bought all 3 of those. That was like November or whatever, because he had 3 granddaughters or something, and he wanted to give them one each. And it's like, it's just luck of the draw, isn't it?
Yeah,
it is. It's why I quite like Lace Days, because although it's a specialised audience, it's a captive audience. On the Isle of Man, I sold 50. It's got to be around about the 55 lace bobbins. Most I've ever sold at a single event, and they were just buying. Ladies were just buying 3 or 4. Well, they always buy in even numbers, so 4 or 6. lace bobbins. Great. They were
Yeah.
loving them. Stuffed me right up because I was meant to make some more before Nottingham, so I'm not gonna have as many for Nottingham. But there we go.
I think that thing you're mentioning there around sort of like, you know, the market that you're going to, obviously that's crucial. You go like a craft fair, it's pretty general, isn't it? Whereas if you've got something where specific, like a lace day or something like that, and if you can go somewhere where you know there's going to be interest from the off, that's why I'll tell you what I started looking at, and I put on there, you know, obviously on Facebook you got all the groups.
Yeah.
So we're in all the shit about, you know, wood, you know, buy and sell and swap and all that. I then sort of joined a couple of the crocheting groups
Yeah.
and put some of my stuff on there, and then you think it's a niche market. You know, they're all fucking interested in crochet. Oh, sorry, swearing. But yeah, and do stuff like that. I just done a bowl actually. A geezer at my place said to me about shotgun cartridges and gave me a load, and just basically sort of like trim off and just have the sort of like the ends, and basically have a wide rim bowl with them embedded around the edge.
I've
And
seen that. Is that you, or is that
I've,
someone else has done one?
no, I think someone else.
Wasn't
No,
me.
I haven't put one up. I haven't put one up yet, but I've done mine, and so I'm going to try and find and join some gun club groups on fucking Facebook or whatever, and then
Yeah, that's a good
go and
idea.
whack it on there. So if you
Yeah.
can find sort of niche groups on Facebook, it's a concentrated audience
Yeah.
for that sort of stuff. So you know there might be fucking art groups on there and shit like that. Will, do you know what I mean? I don't know, art for
Yeah,
sale.
there is.
And,
Yeah.
unique items or whatever it may be, and you think, yeah,
You need
it's just
a Lego collector.
yeah.
Because a Lego vase with Lego flowers in them.
Yeah.
That would go.
Yeah.
But,
I want to do one of those Star Wars river table type things.
Yeah, I think you said that last time.
Yeah, I still ain't done it. In fact, do
Bowl
you know
or
what?
chopping
Right?
board?
Yeah, it's actually hard if you want to find small Star Wars actual toys or whatever you want to call them, because it's all fucking so collectible and shit like that. It's just
Yeah.
ridiculous. And
Yeah.
now so you think, well, actually, you could just get some Lego ones.
Can't you 3D print them?
Don't know,
not easily.
maybe.
I've tried
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have tried that.
Oh.
Yeah, they don't 3D print very well. Look at the micro machines.
Yeah, I did. I saw they done it, and they're like, it's like to buy the set of them, or not, you know, just a box of them or whatever it is. They're expensive, so it's almost like I just keep an eye on some of the old marketplace stuff, and people knocking shit out. And apparently there was like old Star Wars chess sets, right? And people, so the pawns, for example, might be a TIE fighters. You think perfect, that'll do. Lob the bit off the top, see you've got the actual fighter, and
Yeah.
then you can do it. So yeah, but it's on the list. It's another one. You know what it's like, a long build list, yeah, go from there.
Cool. What projects are you boys working on?
Wrapping a car.
Yeah, milking that a bit though.
Yeah, you need to pull your finger out, mate.
Yeah. More effort.
Yeah.
Projects. I'm rebuilding a 3D printer. Both of my enders packed up with two different faults. So we took the decision that we didn't really need 4 3D printers in the house. Let's combine the 2 enders into one. So I'm about halfway through rebuilding the Ender 5 with upgraded motherboards and sensors and bits and new hot end, new build plate, and yeah, the better motherboard. So I should have that done. I might do that tomorrow. As for actual projects in the wood workshop, I have none. I've got nothing planned. I've got nothing.
Yeah, okay.
Nothing really. What about you, Will?
I've got on the lathe at the moment. He's a work of art.
Oh, another one.
Yeah, he's proper. It's coming out proper good. And I don't know if you remember, but a long time ago, I did a bowl with segments of oak in it, and then just cast round it.
Yeah,
Blue
yeah,
it is.
blue. Yeah.
And it did really well, and I kind of felt cheated. And I was talking to a bloke at work, and he said, "Oh, I really like that segmented bowl. Will you make me one?" And I said, "Yeah, sure, yeah, no worries, I'll make you one." And so I said, "Well, what do you want in it?" He said, "Well, I've just had my kitchen done, so I want it done in grey resin." And I thought, "Oh, it's going to look a bit shit."
Bit boring, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to look crap. So I thought, so I thought about it for a while, and I thought, "Yeah, okay, well, okay." So I thought, what I'd do is, I some up on Facebook, some oak burl came up, and they were just like look like strips, if you like.
Yeah.
So I bought them, chopped them up, and I started gluing them into the bowl. I thought I'd make a better job of the bits I hashed up last time. And then it suddenly occurred to me, actually, to make it a bit more interesting, if I start shoving pistachio shells in between them and then cast round them, that might look quite cool. Wow, this thing is a work of art. I can't wait to show it. So it's just had its second flood coat, but so it'd be
What
kind of
shape is it then? Like just a
yeah,
normal round
it's a
bowl
fruit
type
bowl.
thing?
Is what he wanted. It was a fruit bowl. So it's reasonably big.
Yeah.
Probably 10, 12 inches.
I saw one before that was similar to your one in that blue one you done when your blocks were all over the place, and I
Yeah.
saw someone had done one. I thought, because I bought a bowl, like a liner to do it with, and I just ain't got around to it. But they done it like cut all the bits like almost like they were bricks, right, and then actually glued them in, so it was actually in line and whatever, and then you had the gaps. So it was almost like not quite like sort of like render in between, but
Yeah.
you know, a bit bigger than that, but not
Yeah.
as big as the block. So it almost sort of looked like a wall, if you like, going all the way around. That was pretty cool.
Yeah,
But
that's kind of what I've done. I've glued the blocks on this time, so
yeah,
they sit exactly where I want
yeah.
them. And yeah, this thing looks wicked.
So is it great? You've used your grey resin, have you?
It is grey resin, but the grey looks really great. And I'd have never ever thought to use grey resin. It's like a grey pearl resin.
Yeah.
But it looks, yeah, it's really cool. I really like it.
Nice.
You're not
You
going to
must
want to
get
hand it over.
through some pistachios in your house.
Yeah.
He's got an elephant in the back garden. That's what really.
Yeah.
If you ever come short with pistachios, my wife is addicted to them. So we've got.
They're nice and dry, them shells, aren't they?
Yeah, they're lovely. Yeah. Oh,
She's just pointed out that there happens to be a bag of pistachios just in the.
Oh
wow.
yeah, it looks like chains.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool, isn't it? And that's not even polished. That's just been turned.
So is that so when you're turning that, obviously you're exposing part of the shell, like the side of the shell or whatever. But then that's when you're then doing that flood coat to get that, and then you're polishing that flood coat so you're covering it. Yeah.
So it's had two flood coats on it now, and then I'll cut that back, sand it back, and then lacquer over the top of it.
So you spray lacquer over the top of your resin to sort of get that. And so even though if you didn't put the lacquer over it and you've got the two flood coats, so you've got the depth, and you're able to polish that to billio, shall I say, instead of swearing, you still feel like it's still putting lacquer on top of that makes it even better.
Yeah, that's what I've done with this vase, and I don't think I'll ever change it now.
Right. And did you cut that lacquer back after you lacquered it as well? Yeah.
That Lego vase is absolutely flawless.
Yeah, because I sort of like done lacquer on some of the, when you do the sort of like the painted bowls essentially, and I sort of like faded the colours in and whatever, and then put in sort of enough coats of lacquer on that you can then cut that back, and then it's just like glass really, sort of like, so you're basically doing that on top of flood coated resin as well.
I kind of got that from the did you ever look at that Positive Couple channel?
No, I haven't actually. I followed them. But I don't think they don't put regular stuff up today.
No, it's not. No, it's not massively regular because that's what they were doing with his river tables.
Oh,
And
right,
he was
okay.
flood coating, and then he was cutting it back and then lacquering, and I couldn't really work out why. I
Yeah.
kind of understand now, and he did make some comment in a later video or an earlier video that actually if you put lacquer on there, the lacquer's harder than the epoxy,
Right.
and it becomes scratch proof. That's
Oh,
the
okay.
reason he was doing it, but it looks.
I
Yeah.
would never have thought that. I would have always have said that the resin itself was hard enough and tough enough
Yeah, you would have thought so. Yeah,
to withstand, but
Yeah.
And polishes up enough as well. Like polishes up lovely.
especially if you flood coated it, so you're not polishing the exposed wood; it's all epoxy.
Yeah, it is.
But I
Yeah.
can see what you mean. The
But one of the
resin
things
is a
with flood
plastic.
coating, the thing with flood coating is it doesn't coat very evenly. So there's lumpy bits in there and there's like divots, and it's not,
Yeah.
unless you keep going forever, and then it's kind of a soul destroying,
Yeah. So the lacquer almost sort of covers up those little
Yeah,
imperfections and
yeah. So
sort of
you
like
can
gives it the
afford to
full
have a
coat.
couple of dodgy bits
Yeah.
in there.
Yeah.
I was thinking about doing a flood coat on one of my first resin projects was a coffee table for my mum, and it's starting to show its age. It's only 5 years old, 4 years old. And I thought about doing a flood coat on that. I thought it's the table, the legs are part of the original cast, so the legs were just brought down to it's a continuous waterfall at both ends. But now you've said that, I might lacquer it instead. That will be significantly easier than trying to flood coat a table.
Yeah.
And if it's
taken a while, but I've kind of got the hang with flood coat and lacquer now.
How many flood coats do you give it? 2 or 3, did you say?
2. Less is more.
Right. Okay. And do you let that proper go off in between?
24 hours. Yeah.
24. Yeah. I don't even know what the slowest speed. When you put your flood coats on and see your lathe going, what speed is that on?
It's 50 RPM. I can.
50.
All it actually is a bit quick, really. Be nice to. Quite like a lathe that was like half that, really.
Yeah, I don't know what my slowest is. I'll have a look.
what lathe have you got, Gary?
Axminster 355, 370. Can't remember.
Probably around about 50 to 75 as well.
Yeah, I thought
probably.
so. Yeah, it's got the 3 like belts.
Yeah, and what a lot of people I find they do, and you may not be able to do it, where you've got your headstock and all the belt housing. If your lathe passes right the way through and you've got the handle on the other side, you can link a power drill to it, and the power drill you can regulate the speed, so you can just gently have the power drill or even a small brushless induction motor linked to it just to tick over at sort of maybe 5 or 10 RPM, because that's the sort of speed I think you need. But I've seen that a lot of people are doing that sort of video's back.
Have he popped up?
He's just appeared.
Just kicked me out randomly. Just kicked me out of Teams. And I thought, what the fuck? Just took me back in and had. Yeah.
How much did you hear? Did you hear me say about the drill?
No.
So if you've got the motor housing chuck and you've got a turnable handle at the other end where you put the chuck on and off, you can link either a power drill or a small brushless motor to that end, and then you can regulate a much slower speed on your headstock. So you can just turn the drill on a little bit and get sort of 5, maybe 10 RPM.
Some people do it with barbecue spits.
Yeah, converted Yeah, if you've got a barbecue spit that you're no longer using for barbecue, those motors and drive belts and things, that would work. So if you're going to go into it and you're going to do a lot of it, it will probably be worth just setting up buying a cheap shitty drill second hand off a marketplace or something, just to sit behind the lathe with a pulley.
Yeah.
And just get that because the power drill will use possibly less electricity than the lathe would as well.
Yeah, true. Probably would.
Well, there's actually things I'm just looking on Amazon now because when I was talking about that bird doing that glitter tumbler shit or whatever, that they does that, and she's talking about this. Put it on her turning, and I've just looked on Amazon. They're called like cup turners, and they're actually like little machines with a little prong on it that literally have got a little motor, and it keeps them rotating.
Oh, really? Okay.
But I know that it wouldn't hold the weight that we'd be putting on it.
Yeah,
But
true.
there are things out there that are for that. But like you say, if you can rig something up,
I'm sure if you gave Paul Howard a big enough hint, he might talk to Simon and manufacture something that takes an M33 chuck as well. So you can leave it attached to your chuck, take it off the lathe and put it onto another. It could be something out there already. I mean, if anyone out there knows of something like this, please feel free to give us a message and point us in the right direction. Because save someone making it. But I say I've seen the conversions done with drills, so might be worth something thinking about.
Yeah, this one I'm looking at here is 40 quid. Uniform rotation, revolving speed of this cup turn is 5 to 6 RPM.
Perfect.
Yeah. Interesting. I could have done with that. I when I first left school, I done panel beating and spraying and all that as my YTS. So I've done it a couple of years. Yeah, so I could have fucking done with some of that. Say some of my runs. Put a car on one. Fucking rotating around. Yeah. No.
They do sometimes, don't they? In the bigger factories, to get all the location, you've got these robotic arms that move around with the spray guns, and they rotate the vehicles, don't they, at the same time?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Who was I watching a few years back? Bob from I Like to Make. Was it Bob from I Like to Make It? 30 seconds. I've got it on Discord. Hang on. I like to make stuff. He bought a old Volkswagen and he started converting it, and he needed to do some welding to the underside. So he made up this jig, this frame, so he could attach the car and rotate the car so he can work on the underside without getting underneath it. Whole great big thing, and he just rotate this Volkswagen. Yeah.
Put a little drill on the end of that. Rotating. I sort of like went through the garage the other day. I was thinking, I know I've got a few things on the go, so I need to sort of think what do I need to prioritize, and I started writing all this shit down that I've half done or I've started or prepped. I'm thinking, oh my god, I fucking need to spend some time getting through this stuff. It's like this thing's like half full of resin. That one's ready to turn. That one needs a fucking glue block on it. That's this, that's that, and it's like it's it's unreal. But I think I mentioned it before. I sort of was trying to have a go at almost like a river table, but on a vase, so it looked like waterfalls. It's like going to be down the side, and I've actually sort of started turning it because I weren't sure because it was a square block, so I needed to drill down and try and work out how deep I had to go because the profile of it's going to be like that, so the resin didn't have to be as deep in certain parts.
Okay.
But,
sounds good.
Yeah, so I've done that, turned the side like that, and a bit of the bottom's all right, and then I needed to in the top. I wanted to then put resin around the hole so it looked like a pool or a pond in the top that then looks like it's going over the edge. So
cool.
I've done that bit, and then I haven't touched it since. So all the resin in the top's gone off now as well. But I've got to work out because it's heavy because it's oak. I haven't got one of those, the stabilizers with the wheels around it and all that shit to hollow it out. I haven't got one of those, and I don't know. I'm going to see how heavy it's going to be. Whether I need to use one of those to hollow out the middle, because it might not just, the chuck might not be good enough to hold all that weight because it's quite big. But I'll see. You use one of those a lot, don't you, Will?
Yeah, fair amount.
You made yours though, didn't you?
Mm.
I bought mine from Amazon, I think it cost me 90 quid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I say,
And it
mate,
no longer fits my lathe.
yeah, no, that's not true. I didn't make it. David gave it to me. David
Oh, did
Woodturning. Yeah.
David make it. But,
And I actually feel really guilty about it because he upgraded his lathe to the bigger Axminster and he offered it to me, and I obviously jumped at it. Yeah, would love it. I'll be up to get it at the weekend. And anyway, since then, about 6 months later, he wished because he started employing someone. He's bought another lathe, and he's bought the lathe that I've got. Now he's after a steady rest, which he had to go and fork out for. And he's got a video up. It's got that lathe, and it's got this steady rest on there. So every time I watch it, I feel really guilty. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah,
that's the one I've got that I got from Amazon. But you have to buy them at the right size for your lathe.
Yeah.
So I bought mine when I had my old Axminster that Pete from Woodturning's now got. The record power is 2 inches bigger, so it doesn't fit anymore. So I have to buy another one.
Oh, right.
I actually quite like the ones that come in from the side of the lathes. So they're like almost like a scissor. They come in with 2 prongs either side.
All
Because
right.
the problem with mine is because it goes over the top of the vase. If you hold it, yeah, that's it. Yeah, something like that. Goes over the top of the vase. Certainly with a laser, if you try to profile it, obviously you can't see because that blocks in the bloody way. And it's a pain in the arse.
The other advantage of that is you can keep your tailstock in place. You can attach that to the lathe without taking the tailstock off and risking any movement in the piece.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
So if you've got it with the ones that we've got, where you've got it mounted between centres, you've got to take the tailstock out of the way and put this one in.
Oh, to get it
Because
over the hook, like
because
it's
it's a
round. Yeah, you
contained
got to
grin.
go over.
Whereas that one, you can take the fittings off, bring it in from the back, bolt it all together, and you've got the steady rest without risking any movement in the chuck holding. But you go quite big on your chuck holding, haven't you? Your chuck jaws are huge. I say huge. Mine are standard dovetail jaws, so they're only about 10 mil deep.
That's what all of them.
What you mean me? I can't remember what they called it. Python, the kind of serrated ones.
Yes, yeah.
They're
big
Polaris
grippers.
jaws. They are.
And they give you loads of support, I'd imagine, especially on the SK114 chuck.
Yeah.
Because that's a substantial chuck.
I think you can put like a 70, 80 mil like tenon. It's quite good. But then again, I don't very rarely use my chuck and my jaws. Everything I do is I stick on a glue block. It's just easier.
You are nowadays, aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah. Can't remember the last time I actually used my chuck.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just those 75 mil M33 adapters with a block on it. And that lasts forever, that block. You part it off, but
yeah, if it starts out at 6 inches long, in a couple of years' time, it will be.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay.
I suppose if you've got multiple projects, you can use multiple faceplates.
And that's
you just
why,
have half a dozen faceplates loitering around attached to them.
Yeah. Even with a chuck, as soon as you take it out of the chuck, put it back in, it don't go back in.
Never, ever. It doesn't matter how big the piece you're working on.
Where with the faceplates, it's always spot on. It never moves.
Yeah, it's always baffled me. If you hold something in a chuck, you've got the chuck, you can clearly see where the chuck has grabbed it.
Yeah.
And you mark the correct number on it. So that's number one.
Yeah.
And the tailstock's only going one place because you've got the hole at the other end, but you take it off, you put it back on again, it ain't the same. Winds me right up. So you've got to finish the project.
Yeah.
It's not so bad these days. Now I've got 4 or 5 chucks. But when I first started, if I needed to take something off, it just never go back on again.
Never goes back on the same.
That's what I done that. I just bought, because a lot of the stuff isn't massive. I just got some sort of smaller chucks so that then you can use it, use other ones, and you can keep something on the bigger one or whatever when you need to. So you'll swap them out, and obviously pissing about changing the jaws. Like I've got a small one that's always got like the sort of pen jaws on it for like putting blanks on, pen blanks and shit on. So
yeah,
I have one dedicated for lace bobbins, and that's the only one that's got a dedicated job. But the guy we saw on Saturday, Chris Parker, I don't know how much his chuck cost, but he literally, it was a quick change.
That was an Easy Tools one, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Their ones do that, I think.
And whereas with our chucks, the Axminster and the record power chucks, as you turn the chuck key, there's the bits that go in and out and the jaws attached to them. These were all connected. So he literally levered something out of the way and pulled all 4 out and just slotted in all 4 more. The whole chuck change was done in less than 20 seconds.
Oh, really?
It was really quite good.
Cool. I think it's their one. It's like called an Easy Chuck.
Yeah, okay.
I was going to ask him, but I forgot.
$429 on their US site. So I know I thought it was about 500 quid. Because he said, didn't he? He said, "Oh, I treated myself to one a while ago."
And I suppose if you've bought, I mean, I've got 1, 2, 3. Well, I've got 2 record power, a Vic Mark, and an Axminster, and I reckon all 4 of them are probably worth 600-700 quid. So I suppose, yeah. But what you can't do is leave a project on it and leave it off to one side.
No, that's the problem.
Yeah, that chuck's on Amazon, 439 quid.
Wow.
I've only ever the most expensive chuck I've bought was probably the most recent record power. And I think that cost me 120 quid.
Yeah, that the SK114, that is expensive.
Yeah.
It's a good chuck, don't get me wrong, but it is expensive.
I've been liking the record powers because I've both of my labels got 2 different threads. One's an M33, and the older one is a teeny. It's tiny, weeny little chuck thread. Yeah. And the record powers have got the chuck inserts, so I can swap the chucks around to either lathe, and all I have to do is take the chuck insert out, which is a lot better. Which I don't think any other manufacturer does that. Not that I know. The Novas might, but I've got no experience with the Novas.
No. I the first one I got was Rutland's, and it's such a good package because you get all the different jaws of it, including like a sort of like a cold jaws equivalent as well. And it was 250, 300 quid or something like that with all of those in jaws as well. And that's why when I got a small, they done a 75 as well, and I'd got a smaller one when I got theirs, but I didn't bloody realise that it's actually got an adapter to get it down to like for the 33 and 33, but it still does the job. And so I've got a small record power one, the smaller Rutland's one, the bigger Rutland's one. They're decent for value for money. I've heard a lot about Vevor or whatever it is.
Vevor, that's
they're the ones who've done your
the pressure pot, no?
Yeah, they do chucks as well. Sure, I do. So I saw someone talking about. Yeah, they do chucks.
Yeah, I think I've seen that.
Yeah, and they're quite cheap, to be honest.
I don't know. Is that the same company though? Because like that Viva pressure pot, that's not actually a pressure pot for resin. That's a paint pot.
Yeah, I was going to say that to you because like I saw on your you put that stuff up on your site. Don't you have to cut something out of it inside to?
Yeah, so in the lid there's a stem and a mixer. You just hack all that off.
That's for doing the paint. Gotcha.
Yeah.
The one I've got is for paint, but the company I bought it off has done all that conversion already.
Okay.
So they pre-converted it.
Hacksawed the pipe off. That's the conversion, though, isn't it?
Not far off. I mean, you can unscrew them and put a blanking plate in.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
a blanking thread. And
Yeah.
as long as that's tight enough, you don't lose any pressure. Although mine has got a pressure leak.
Yeah. What's the diameter of your one, Will? Was it still sort of like, I don't know, 12-inch or whatever? Or was it bigger than that?
No, it's not as big as that. Hang on, I've got this because I've got it on my website and I've got the dimensions on there, which is one of the reasons I did it.
Because I know yours seems like taller. It's a tall one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's quite tall. I could actually, I could actually do. I have been thinking about buying the bigger one. I must admit, recently.
Oh, they do a bigger one, do they?
Yeah, it's about another 150 quid.
But their ones, in the big scheme of things, seem quite reasonable price-wise compared to
it's
some of
not
the other
bad.
ones you're looking at.
Oh, here it is.
I think I paid 130, 140 for mine, but it's only a little one. Won't hold anything too tall.
Yeah, so the pot the pot comes with an insert, and if you look at the insert, it says it's 11.8 inches, but it's 12.2 on the actual pot itself. So it will do a 12-inch blank, and it will do 16-inch tall.
Yeah,
which is actually good for most stuff, unless you want to do a bigger bowl.
Yeah, I done the one. I borrowed my one off of some geezer who taught me, and this is one of those. I can't remember what make it is, but they're fucking expensive. They're like 350 quid, and but that's 12 inches diameter, and it's not as tall as yours.
Yeah,
and
okay.
I wanted to maximise the size of a bowl I put in it, so I literally sort of turned it down so it fitted in it, and I thought, right, sweet. Then done the bowl, and then done the hot glue, and it was just thin enough, and I thought, right, tested it, and that just went in it, and I thought, cool. And then when that was one of the ones where I had all the explosions and all the shit leaking out of it, so I was trying to hot glue it like in volcano erupting.
Yeah.
Anyway, I managed to hold it up, got it all done. I thought, oh, thank fuck for that. Went to take it over, put it in, and that extra bit of hot glue made it too wide to fucking fit in.
Yeah, really?
I'm like, fuck. So then, and it's full up with resin at that point, right? And it's like, obviously, you're thinking, oh, fuck, take it back to the bench. And then I'm trying to shave off with a fucking knife the hot glue, thinking, don't go through that, don't go through the edge of that. And in the end, I put it back in, and I almost forced it in to the pot, right? And I was thinking, fuck, at least it's in there. And do you know what? Next, I couldn't fucking get it out, could I?
Get it out, yeah.
Oh my god, it took me ages to get. I was pulling the tape I put around it,
Yeah.
and it was snapping. And I was thinking, and then I had pliers on the acetate trying to yank it out. I was thinking, I'm going to screw this up. In the end, I put washing up liquid all around the edge of it, everything trying to get it out. I just managed to get it out in the end. Oh, so annoying.
Yeah,
so yours is quite a bit bigger than mine, because mine internal diameter is 22 centimeters high and 26 centimeters in diameter. So that's
what,
10 inches?
Yeah, 10. Yeah,
something. I don't know imperial.
I've only ever done, I think it's 2 bowls that I couldn't get in the pressure pot, and then I just took the decision: I'm just going to cast them naturally, as long as you're not using clear, you can patch it up with UV kind.
Yeah.
Most slow set resins take 3 or 4 days anyway, so most bubbles come out. But that's what I use on the chopping board, so I've not had any problems.
Right.
Not that I'm doing much of it at the moment.
I'm just looking on their site at the moment. It's
what, V-boards?
Yeah, they do them in like litres, don't they? The sizes as well.
Yeah.
But that's because they're meant for painting.
I think mine's 30 litres.
I was going to say, is yours 30?
Yeah.
So there's a bigger one than that, is
there? There is a bigger one. Yeah, so there's a 40.
Jesus, they've got loads of stuff. But yeah, they seem to definitely seem reasonable on price, their ones. So yeah, see how it goes. But yeah.
Are Viva a proper company, or are they just a reseller?
I think they're a proper company, aren't they? Because they brand their stuff, don't they? Put it that way.
Yeah, no idea.
Because they've got stuff all over their show here. office supplies, welding, electrical, automotive, lab.
Yeah, maybe they're just a warehouse kind of thing then.
Didn't know if they were like a UK sort of Alibabas or something.
Yeah.
Alibabas.
Alibaba.
Could be, yeah. I
Yeah,
finally
could
got
be.
round to ordering some bloody silica gel as well today, and I was talking about that the other week.
Ah, yeah.
Um,
Yeah, interesting to see how they
round.
go.
Yeah, I was parking a motor on a drive the other day, and there's a load of red robin bushes along the side, and they obviously drop loads of leaves. I mean, when I'm looking at the colours of some of them, are just beautiful. You know what I mean? Like different reds and yellows and all that. So I was thinking, I've got to order some of that silica gel. So I was like going along, picking loads of them up, and I thought I'm going to whack them in just out of interest, see what happened to them. But they've got beautiful colours on them.
Yeah.
And after the feather thing, I thought, okay, let's go with some leaves and some silica gel. So yeah, another one for the list.
Did you get the ones that change colour?
Nah, I read about them. So apparently sometimes that they have like orange in them, don't they? And they can sort of leave slight stain on
right, okay.
whatever you've put in there. So I just went for the white ones.
How do you dry them afterwards?
Microwave on defrost,
Oh, okay.
or you can put them in the oven. So
Your wife's going to love getting to the microwave to go and make some lunch or something and find a tub of silica gel in the middle of her microwave.
well, I won't do it when she's here, will I?
But you'll get distracted and forget. This is a voice of experience. I have done that. Silica gel. I decided to try the whole let's dry a piece of wood in the microwave. So I threw it in. Mum was out. Wife was out. I threw it in there. I went back out of the workshop, completely forgot it was in there. Mum came out into the workshop having a right go. Why is there a lump of wood in the microwave? I was going to eat it. Why do you think it's in the microwave? It didn't work. I must have done something wrong. It didn't work. It was still something like 20% moisture content. But
I got caught out because when I've had something in a pressure pot or whatever for a while, I'll then bring it in and just leave it indoors to warm through as well for another day or so. And I've got like underfloor heating, so I know there's a particular tile, and I think, oh, there's my favourite tile, right, to put the stuff on. And then yeah, you pick it up, and she goes, "Fucking resin on the fucking tile, or whatever." And it's like, oh no. Yeah.
Is it one of those tiles
all your resin stuff?
Is it one of those tiles where she stumps her toe on the resin pot as she walks past it?
Well, yeah, it's like whatever, like bowls with bamboo shit hanging out of it and stuff like that. And it's like, yeah, just ignore it. Just ignore it. Walk past it. But, I still haven't got the resin off the tiles. It'll come off, but I just ain't got around to doing it. And they're like the lightest grey tiles you can imagine as well. So
with bright red resin on.
Yeah, I think it was actually blue, but it's got nice glitter in it.
I've currently got my photo booth set up right at the end of the worktop. It's out of the way, but it's not really meant to be there. It is one of those. It takes up. It's about 2 foot wide. My photo booth.
What, like a white box thing, you mean?
I sort of, yeah. I custom made one with some high-powered LED spotlights in there. And I put it in because my mum wanted to use it, and it's not moved. So the longer I can get away with it living there, the better. I don't want to try and take it back out to the workshop. You're around Saturday, Will?
Yeah.
Come to Sandon.
What's in Sand? Where's Sandon?
Near my house.
Yeah, it is actually. We come around to yours afterwards for a cup of tea. So down the A12,
Maybe.
Will pull off at Malden.
Okay.
It's literally like 30 seconds off of there.
So you take second exit off the Malden. So don't go back onto the A12, but you head towards Danbury.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And then on the right-hand side, there's a little. I'm sure Gary can send you over, or one of us can send you over the postcode. But it's just an industrial unit round the back. But they're a good group actually. There's quite a few of them.
Was it?
That's where I've been going for the last
Okay.
year. No, it's a wood club. It's Sandham Woodturners Club.
Oh, is that where you
And
guys went?
that's why
last week?
I go. I go every Saturday. I've been going for about a year, and Mark went last week, and he's doing a demo this Saturday.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Bring some cash with you, because their shop is better stocked than ours.
Oh fuck me, it's another level, mate.
Although Barry is ordering this week because he checked with us on Monday what we wanted, so he's restocking chestnut and Yorkshire grit and some kits. But next week, bring some cash because we've got Darren Breeze and he always brings his shop.
Yeah.
So he'll have all of his goodies with him. But yeah, they're a good group. They're welcoming.
The thing is at Sandon, right? So it's not just like they do all that sort of stuff. It's like they have wood, and it's so reasonable. It's just a joke. It's just like a no-brainer. I've got loads of sort of mulberry blanks, and you're paying like, well, it depends what mood Rick's in. Do you know what I mean? So like, it's reasonable money. No more than like a tenner. You've got that online. You're talking 25, 30 quid probably.
How much was that 1 foot square plank you bought on Saturday?
£3 I paid for that.
That was you or Oak, wasn't it?
No, I think it was elm. We decided.
Oh, might have been. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was probably about an inch and a half thick, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Easy, yeah.
By a foot, live edge both sides.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a couple of quid for that. So bring some. They only take cash. They don't have card.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which means I might end up being paid cash.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's really good. It's really good.
That's early, isn't it?
It's on the group. It's on the group chat already, I think, isn't it?
It's the actual demo starts at 10. So you can get there like 10 to 10 if you need to. I normally get there a bit earlier and have a chat with them all or whatever.
Do many go?
Yeah. It's like I'd say on average probably 25.
Oh really?
30. It's 30 sometimes. Yeah. It's a good turnout. Now and again you get sort of like less amount, but nothing like the bloody Chelmer one. It's a very good turnout. So
I mean, there was only one other guy there I recognised, and he was the old guy that was sitting at the front, and we rarely see him at Chelmer Valley.
He came last month, actually, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. I spoke to him. Yeah, I think his name's John, isn't it? Is that John?
Yes.
As well?
Yes. Well, he's actually one of the founding members of Chelmer Valley.
Yeah.
I
talked to him. Yeah.
But he's the only other. I must admit, I expected to see more of our ex-members there, but I think they've all gone to Billericay, which wouldn't surprise me. But
yeah,
it's one of the things we've got to work on is gaining some more members. So I'm hoping to sort of get some. I want to get turners and demonstrators that we perhaps haven't seen at Chelmer Valley. I mean, Gary might have seen a few of them because I'm going to go through Sandon's list and message them. But I've already sent a message out to Tiny Turner, see if we can invite her down, and Richard Finley, this guy we've got in for September. Because I know our members are getting bored of constantly seeing either Darren Breeze or Nick Rowe or someone like that. So
yeah.
I think you do well with Tiny Turner because it's a midweek evening type thing.
I'm going to see if I can persuade her. I've been given permission to offer accommodation as well. So not only will we pay their rates, but we'll put them up for the night.
Fuck me, it cost a bloody fortune, isn't it?
Well, I got a quote that rubbish with his name. But the guy we've got for September, he's charging 370 quid to come down.
That's just for his demo, or including overnight. Or...
No, that he just gave me a flat price, which is the same what he charged. That's what he charged Sandon as well.
Oh, what, Chris Parker?
That's him. Yeah, that's what he charges Sandon as well.
Jesus Christ.
But that will include his fare. Well, I'm 80 quid a session.
That's what I mean. It's a bit different, isn't it? 80 quid against 370. Fuck me.
But if I was having to drive to Lancashire and stay overnight, because he stays overnight for Sandon because he's got a morning job, so he'll a morning demonstration, so he'll stay over the Friday night.
A lot of people stay at Paul's house.
Oh, do they really? So right for him, he's got space. I don't. But yeah, but I want to see if I can get Emma the same week that she's at Sanding in November, because perhaps that way she'd be willing to come down, do ours, stay a couple of nights, and do Sanding a few days later. But I've not had a reply back from her yet, so we'll see. But it'd be good. I think we need more variety.
I think as much as anything, you need more members.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit of a shame that youngster never come back. Maybe it was only one month after he came the first time. That's the thing when it's monthly. If someone can't do 1 month, you don't see him for 2 months.
It's not helped when you think that there's Billericay, and then there's 2 in Colchester.
2, is it?
Yeah. There's the Worshipful. Well, no, they're not the Worshipful company, but I know a few members of one of the Colchester groups, which is an AWGB group, which has got a few members of the Worshipfulness Woodturning group. They're that's a word for them. They're like the Masons of the woodturning world. They've got their own building up in London, and that's what you've got to inherit your role within them.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Be asked to join by the Grand Pumbaa or whatever.
Yeah. Funny handshakes and things like that.
Yeah, and
Yeah, 3 fingers. They've all chopped them all off doing woodwork.
Yeah. And yeah, there's another group that started there. Not Christmas just gone, but the Christmas before. This lady came, joined us. She did a couple of months with us, but she lives in Colchester, and I think she's gone and joined the other Colchester group because she's no longer showing on the AWGB list. But
I need to be on there. I gave my money to join my first join, and I haven't heard nothing.
You are on there.
Have I?
Yeah. You wouldn't be allowed to turn up if you weren't.
Well, I wasn't on it all of last year, and then when they come to renewals, that's when I gave Louise the dosh or whatever, and I'm expecting to get my number.
Yeah, you should.
Number.
Louise probably has it because there was a problem with the money.
Yeah, I remember you saying, yeah.
But that's all sorted. I don't know what it's beyond my paycheck. That's all right. But we'll give Will that role when he comes and joins the committee. It's not a problem. Yeah. But yeah, I think I think I'll ask Steve if he wants to join the committee. I think he might be a good fit. Steve Radford. Yeah. But Barry's only got, what are we now, April? So May, June, July, August, September, November, December. So he's only got 8 months left. And then he's got to stand down.
Oh, was he? Oh, that's what it is. You're going to be Big Pooh Bar. Chief Pooh Bar, yeah.
I will be known as El Presidente, I'll have you know.
He's set his eyes on it. Look, that's what it is.
I will be applying for it. Yeah, I will put my name in the hat. But Barry doesn't have to step down. He can choose to go again. But the constitution of the group says that if you're going to be chairman, you're chairman for 3 years. So it's a 3-year commitment. And I'm not overly happy about that. I must admit, I don't like that idea. So I think I'm going to change the constitution that all members of the committee need to reapply for their roles every year. Because that way, if you don't like the chairman, you can out him. Just don't vote him back in again.
What you mean? Once he gets voted in once, he's in for 3 years solid. Oh, right.
Yeah. No other committee I've ever been on has done that. So I think I might try and change that because it doesn't seem right to me. Not to say nothing against Barry personally. I mean, you know, I do actually get on okay with him when Louise isn't loitering. But I just think the whole idea of someone wanting to be a member of the committee and they apply to be chair, they've got to be chair for 3 years. They don't have a choice with it. Oh, hang on, if I only want to be there for a year, and let's see how that year goes.
Yeah, it's quite a commitment. Isn't it?
I don't know if I can accept.
In the big scheme of things, though, if you do it for a year and you don't want to do it, can't make you do it. You just go ain't doing it.
Well, no, that's it.
You're not tied to it, are you?
Turn up. I mean,
yeah, exactly. No, they're going to come drag you out your house and drag you there every week.
Yeah.
Come on, introduce a demonstrator. Come on, it's your job.
I reckon you'll still be doing your van in 3 years' time anyway.
That could be one of your demos.
like, how to wrap a van. No.
How to wrap a roof.
Just take a wheel in. Just do a wheel.
No. I want it done. Oh, I'm so sick of the fucking thing. I'm sick of it and I'm sick of the weather.
Did you wrap those headphones? I'm sure they were black last time.
Yeah.
No, that was the set I used last month.
Oh, okay.
But James, my son got these.
Can't see what you're holding up.
All right, but they you got LEDs. So if I plug them in,
Come on, it's camo.
But they're really good quality, so I pinched them.
Yeah. Right, I'm gonna have to make a move in a sec.
Oh, we've just had try again.
Yeah.
Why does it says try again?
What says try again?
My screen is broken.
Okay.
Can you still see me? I can still hear everything.
Yeah, still see it.
Yeah.
Well, let's get it there then, fellas.
Is there?
Yeah.
Is there anything we need to do for a wrap up or anything, or not? There's not really, is there?
No, don't think so.
You can make it up.
Yeah.
Or a little yeah.
Well, we'll have an end jingle.
What, you shaking those toothpicks, whatever
They are toothpicks.
Are they?
Yeah.
Come on. I can shake my incense burners.
Ooh, get you. I'll take your word for it. I can't see shit. I've just put on the group message what I can see.
Okay, I don't know what you're talking about. Right. Okay.
Oh,
well,
then.
nice chatting, guys.
I'll see you on Saturday.
Yeah,
Nice update. Yeah.
Catch
yeah.
you later.
Good one. Catch you later.
See you later.
See ya. Bye.
Bye.